Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome to Manful Yoga. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact exercises and poses that I use to mobilize my ankles, my hips, and get my knees and just my entire body ready for squats. So these are things that you can do without equipment. They just take a few minutes. They're going to help make your squats stronger. They're going to make your knees, your joints feel better during the squats. And they're also just going to help prevent injury in general. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit the like button if you find it useful. Subscribe to Manful Yoga if you haven't already. And let's get straight into it. All right, we're going to start off this routine with a bridge. And this is just to make sure that your hips are nice and active. If you've been sitting a lot, just inactive, those glutes get inactive, so you want to turn them on. So feet underneath the knees, press down through your feet, make sure your feet are active. Squeeze your butt before you even lift your hips, and then think about scooping your hips off the ground to focus on engaging your glutes and not just arching your back off the ground. We do want to keep your back neutral here. And again, it helps to think of scooping the hips instead of lifting the hips. That's going to help you get better glute engagement. If you want, you can bring your arms overhead. That just makes your hips have to work harder. Make sure your abs are nice and tight here. Continue to push down through all four corners of your feet. Grip the ground with your toes. Just make sure that your feet are nice and active here. And again, really squeezing the glutes. From here, we're going to go to a single leg bridge. Extend your left leg forward just to hover it about a foot off the ground. You don't have to lift it way up in the air. That actually makes it less effective. So hover it about a foot off the ground. Make sure that your hips stay level. You're going to feel your right glute and the outer hip in particular working to help stabilize the hips. If you're feeling confident here, you can lift your arms off the floor. That's going to make it a little more challenging. Otherwise, keep the hands on the ground. You don't have to do this too long. It's more about the intensity. So just 20 seconds, really intense, and that's gonna do what we need to do. Let's switch sides. Plant your left foot. Again, keep the hips level. Extend your right leg out. You're gonna feel that shift into your left hip. Outer hip should turn on. If you don't feel your glutes firing, by the way, it does take some time to build that muscle activation. So just keep doing this. Focus on getting the glutes to fire. Focus on building that mind-body awareness, and it'll get better with time. About 10 more seconds here. Make sure you squeeze as much as you can. Push down through the foot. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. All right, from here we're going to move into a low lunge. Emphasis here is going to be on getting as deep as we can into the lunge. Right leg forward, left leg back. Allow your shin to sink forward. Notice how I'm really allowing that knee to go far forward. Just make sure that that heel stays down. As you do this, you should feel the front of your shin starting to work. That muscle is called your anterior tibialis, which just means front of the tibia. So we want to make sure that that muscle is working as you go into this. A lot of people think that, the hips are the most important of the squat, and they're extremely important, but we need those ankles to be mobile in order to do a proper squat. Can't rely only on the hips. You can also rest your hands on top of your thigh, and if you can do that, you can press into the thigh, and that will help you go deeper into this. We want to hold this for at least 60 seconds. As you're doing this, you can think about grabbing the ground with your right foot, pressing your right hip, your right glute, toward the right heel, staying nice and tall, just like we would in a squat. Back toes stay tucked. If you want, you can even hover that back leg. That's just going to make this a little more intense and help warm you up a little bit more. Last 10 seconds here. See if you can get a little bit deeper. Bringing the shin further forward, keeping that heel down, making sure you can continue to push down through the heel. And then release. All right, switching sides. Left leg forward, right leg back. Keep the toes tucked. Again, allow that shin to press forward. Allow the knee to go as far forward as you can. Just make sure the heel stays down. A lot of people will tell you to keep your knees behind your toes in the squats, and that's just not true. It is well-intentioned advice. The goal of saying that is to make sure that you keep the weight in your hips and you don't put everything into the knees. But as long as you can keep that heel down and you feel like that weight is in your hips, then keep pushing that knee forward. Again, we do want to feel the front of that shin working. That means that we're going deeper into this. So we want to hold this again for about a minute and keep those back toes tucked. Allow the hips to sink forward. Squeeze your right glute. That's going to help open your right hip. If you want, you can lift your arms up. That's going to add a little bit of core engagement. Keep allowing that knee to sink forward and taking deep breaths as we're doing this. If you can breathe deeply, your body's going to relax. You're going to go deeper into it. Last breath. Next pose is going to be a down dog, but we're going to emphasize the ankles here. So start in a plank position, hands under your shoulders, lift the knees, bend your knees, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, press back into down dog, but keep your knees bent and work on pressing your shins toward your toes. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, return to down dog, and again, press the shins toward the toes. Work deeper into your ankles. You can also kind of press the heels toward the ground as you're doing this. Feel a calf stretch, but we do want to emphasize getting the shins and the toes closer to one another. So we're just going to do a few of these. Inhaling forward and then exhaling, going back into that little ankle mobilization. So do about 5 of these, or maybe, up to 10 on your own pace. Make sure you're breathing in control. And we're doing this instead of the passive the passive version of down dog or the more static version, because we don't want to just do stretching when we're warming up. We want to combine a strength element. So doing these a bit more dynamically, working on pressing the toes toward the shin is going to help us with strength and mobility as opposed to just stretching. All right, one more here. All right, and then go ahead and release. From here, we're going to stand up. Got one more exercise for you, and this is really going to bring it all together. So you're going to start in a high lunge with your right leg forward, your left leg back. Lift your ribs up. Stand nice and strong. Squeeze your glutes. Knee over the ankle and the front foot. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, keeping your heel down, you're going to bend forward, press your right heel toward your heel, your right hip toward your heel. Allow that knee to come forward. Continue to push down through your foot as you sink into the lunge, and then stand back up. So we're going to do 5 of those. Make sure that you exhale to go into it. And you shouldn't feel any pain in the knee. We really want to focus on the ankles moving here. Squeeze your butt as you're doing this. Grab the ground with your foot. Keep that hip active. So doing 5 of these. Make sure that your back stays flat, just like you would do in a squat. And then we'll switch sides. Same thing, other side. By the way, I've got a ton of routines for squats on this channel. Check them out in the description or click on either side of my head here to watch those. Now left leg forward, right leg back. Again, get set in the high lunge. Squeeze your hips, squeeze your core. Make sure everything is active. And as you exhale, sinking into it, knee coming forward, pressing that heel down, keeping that weight evenly distributed through the foot. Make sure the arch of the foot is pronounced. We're not caving in to the foot. And then coming back. Now, as you're sinking into this, again, we do want to keep that foot active, keep the weight in the foot. As you come back up, I want you to push down through your foot to come up, okay? Don't just lift with the hips, but really press down through your foot as you're standing up. So just going up to 5 here. Notice that I'm moving pretty slow and controlled. These shouldn't be super fast. And maybe you're getting a little bit deeper every time. Maybe you're not. That's okay. Last one. All right. That's it. Oh, wait. I have one more move. One more move for you I forgot to do. So This last move is one that I actually haven't seen people do before, but I really like doing this in my own squat routine. I find it incredibly helpful. So we're going to go into a lunge, right leg forward. We're going to use a towel to pad your back knee. Put the kneecap just in front of the towel. And then from here, this is difficult to do, so challenge you to do this. You're going to squeeze the heel in toward your butt and hold it there. Now, if you can't hold it here actively, you can lightly hold it with your foot, but work on holding it there with the strength of the leg itself. So ideally, you can hold it here with no hand, okay? We're going to do this for 20 seconds. So I count to 10 once, and then I count to 10 a second time. And you're squeezing your butt, you're squeezing your hamstrings, pulling that heel in. 5 more seconds. Again, just 20 seconds. Doesn't have to be super long. And then release. An added bonus, as you're doing this, you have another opportunity to work into your ankle mobility as well. All right, same thing. Left leg forward, right leg back. When you're ready, deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze. Squeeze your heel in toward your butt. Again, you're going to feel glutes. You're going to feel hamstrings working here to help hold yourself. One side might be tighter than the other. It takes a lot of strength, a lot of focus to do this. You're welcome to reach back and hold with your right hand initially as you get used to doing it, but work on holding it there with just the strength of your leg. Last few seconds here. 5, 3, 2, 1, and then release. Okay. I almost forgot about that last one. Hope you enjoyed that, though. That's a special one. That's one I really enjoy doing. Again, it's unique, but I find that it really helps my knees feel better in squats, and I hope it does with you as well. Again, like this video if you found it useful. Click the like button. I'd appreciate it. You can subscribe to Manful Yoga to make sure you're the first to know when new videos are released. We put out usually 2 videos every week, so be sure to check those out. If you have any comments, feedback, questions, leave them in the comments section. Would love to hear from you. Again, thanks for watching. And I do have a free 7-day Beginner's Yoga for Men challenge that is extremely popular that you can also do here on YouTube for free. So more info on that in the link below. And as I mentioned, a couple other routines to help with squats also in the description below. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.